biology of the monument is really very complex. The diversity here is important, and because this is a protected area, you can have people come here, year after year and do studies on the lizards of the monument, on the birds of the monument, and so forth. So much of our landscape is being developed. We're losing a lot of the biodiversity in other areas. There is an awful lot here that just isn't obvious. Most animals are undercover to avoid the heat, and they're not going to come out until the evening when it's cool and there's a little bit more humidity in the air and so forth, and that holds true for the insects too. Most people, during the day when they're, actively on the trails and visiting the monument, Rimrock Drive and so forth, they're likely to see smaller animals. And these could be cottontail rabbits, these could be rock squirrels, could be, chipmunks and things like that. Larger animals that are here, all the way from bighorn sheep to mountain lions, to deer, mule deer, they're going to be quiet during the day for the most part. Simply because of the heat and the dryness. I would say that they're going to see birds. There's a species here that in 20 years I have never seen. And it has a number of different common names. The one perhaps that most people have heard of is called a ring-tailed cat, but most people don't see them unless they're lucky. And the bobcat is here, foxes are here, but there are certainly species that are of concern. For example, the canyon tree frog only lives in a couple of the canyons. It's all relative. It depends. Are we comparing the monument to the Amazon rainforest? By that comparison, it's not very diverse. But you've got to remember that here in a desert situation, a lot of things are hidden.